I made all 7 of these mistakes before I turned 25, and together they cost me somewhere around $40,000 in lost savings and missed returns. The worst part? None of them felt like mistakes at the time. They felt completely normal because everyone around me was doing the same thing. Your 20s are the most financially powerful decade of your life, not because you'll earn the most money, but because of one thing: time. And most people in their 20s spend that decade doing things that quietly destroy that advantage. In this video, I'm going through the 7 biggest money mistakes beginners make, ranked loosely from common to costly, and exactly what to do instead. Let's get into it. Mistake number 1. Having no idea where your money actually goes. Most people in their 20s are spending reactively. They check their bank account, see a number, and spend until that number makes them anxious. That's not a budget. That's financial anxiety dressed up as money management. The fix is simple. Not easy, but simple. Mistake number 2. Treating your credit card as your emergency fund. Here's the brutal math. If you have no emergency fund and your car breaks down, you put $2,000 on a credit card at 22% interest. If you pay the minimum, that $2,000 turns into almost $3,500 by the time it's paid off. An emergency isn't an emergency if you planned for it. That's just called an expense. Start with a $1,000 buffer. That covers most real emergencies. Then build toward 1 full month of expenses. You don't need 6 months saved before you start investing. That advice is often wrong for people starting from zero. Mistake number 3, and arguably the most expensive one on this list: not contributing enough to get your employer's full 401k match. Here's what that means. Your employer offers to match, say, 4% of your salary in retirement contributions. If you earn $50,000 and don't contribute at least 4%, you are handing back $2,000 every single year. That $2,000 a year, compounded at 8% over 30 years, is $244,000. Not contributing to get the full match isn't being cautious. It's a 100% guaranteed 100% loss. No investment in the world offers you that kind of immediate return. Log into your HR portal this week. Confirm your contribution rate. Raise it to at least the match threshold. Mistake number 4. Every time income goes up, expenses go up to match. You get a raise. You upgrade your apartment. You get a better job. You buy a newer car. The gap between income and expenses, the only gap that actually builds wealth, stays exactly the same. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it's the reason people earning $100,000 a year can still feel broke. The fix isn't to never spend more. It's to set a rule before the raise arrives. Something like half of every raise goes to savings or investments. I keep the other half. That's it. It's automatic. It works. Mistake number 5. Keeping all your money in a savings account because the stock market feels scary. Here's the thing no one says clearly enough. Not investing is also a risk. It's the risk of inflation, quietly destroying your purchasing power every year. $10,000 sitting in a savings account at 1.5% for 20 years becomes $13,469. The same $10,000 in a basic index fund at the historical average of 8% becomes $46,610. You don't need to pick stocks. You don't need to time the market. You just need to start. Open a brokerage account. Fidelity, Schwab, or Vanguard are all solid. Put it in a total market index fund and leave it alone. That's the entire strategy. Mistake number 6. Financing things that lose value the moment you buy them. A car financed at 7% interest that loses 20% of its value in the first year isn't just an expensive purchase, it's a double loss. You're paying interest on something worth less than what you owe. Debt can be a tool, using it for appreciating assets, A mortgage on real estate, a student loan for a high ROI degree can make sense. Using it for furniture, vacations, electronics, or new cars you can't afford outright is one of the fastest ways to stay broke while looking like you're doing fine. The rule: if it goes down in value, pay cash or don't buy it. Mistake number 7, and the one that surprises people most: treating money as a taboo topic. We live in a culture where it's rude to ask what someone earns, uncomfortable to talk about debt, and somehow bragging to talk about saving. So most people navigate the most important system in their adult lives completely blind. When you don't talk about salaries, you don't know you're being underpaid. When you don't talk about debt, you don't find out your friend just refinanced theirs at half the rate. When you don't talk about investing, you stay at square one while people quietly around you are building. You don't need to overshare, but start having real money conversations with a trusted friend, a partner, a mentor, or even online communities with real people sharing real numbers. It changes everything. So to recap, the 7 mistakes. 1, no budget. 2, no emergency fund. 3, leaving your employer match on the table. 4, letting lifestyle inflate with every raise. 5, avoiding investing out of fear. 6, financing things that lose value. And 7, never talking about money. None of these require a finance degree to fix. Every single one has a straightforward solution. The hard part isn't the knowledge, it's the first step. If this was useful, subscribe. I post 1 or 2 videos a week breaking down personal finance without the jargon. And drop a comment below. Which of these 7 are you working on right now? I read every one. See you in the next one.